Hello, Team Revive. How are you? I wanted to come on just for a second and make a quick video just to share just the processing of my heart. I had something on my heart all morning just as I was praying over our team and over each of you, your hearts, your journeys, your story that's unfolding, and just felt an awareness of the fact that different people are at different places in different seasons, and just even a heaviness that I wanted to address and encourage you with. And I received a few messages today that just all the more confirmed that what I was sensing in my heart is what the Lord would have me just kind of address and speak on this morning. And that is perspective, that is comparison, and just a word of encouragement to you. You know, times like this, we are in a suddenly moment right now, right? You look in the scriptures and you see when God shows up suddenly. And it's such an exciting time, and heaven forbid we ever miss a suddenly, right? Heaven forbid we quit before our suddenlies come, or we don't recognize that God's in them and that this is God working and God breathing. And our team is finding itself in a suddenly month. This is something that we sense coming. I remember in January sensing what God was going to be doing in April. And what we're seeing unfold right now in March is just further confirmation. You know, God saw all this ahead of time. And yes, we are in the midst of a massive explosion and massive momentum. And it's amazing. But within that, there can be discouragement too. So I want to speak to that because we've got an amazing promo. You can get an iPad. It's so cool, right? You can get an iPad. You can enroll 6 people and get an iPad. You can enroll 3 people as a new ambassador this month and make a lot of money. And that's so cool. But it is so important to keep perspective in mind in times like this, because it's easy for an iPad to trump the person. It's easy for a goal to become more important than the people we're ministering to. And so I just want to help everyone take a deep breath for a moment and look at the end of the month now and address the end of the month now. And this is a conversation that I could even have with my children when we talk about their school or their sports or different things that they're a part of, right? My goal as a parent is I want to see my kids do their very best. I don't care if they get straight A's, like at all. I don't care if they ace their next test. I know one of my kids has a big test tomorrow. I don't care if he aces it. But I do care about his attitude, about his heart. I do care that he at least gives his best. Science is not his passion, and so I don't care if he doesn't just nail this test. But I want to see him study. I want to see him do his best. I want to make studying fun, and I want him to go into tomorrow with a great attitude and give it everything he's got, and then that's it. He doesn't even need to tell me his grade. I really just don't care what his grade is. I just want to know that he's doing his best. And so I want you to approach this month similarly. You have a goal. You know, it's so important that every month we have a goal and we know exactly what we're aiming for. Otherwise, you're going to miss it every time, right? If you don't even know what you're shooting for, then you'll be sure to reach that non-goal. Nothing, right? It's important to have a clear goal and to know what you're aiming for and know what you're working towards every month. This month especially, it's really easy to figure out what that goal is. Your goal is to help 6 people enroll. On top of it, many of you have the free codes. If you don't and you're needing some free codes, just holler, okay? We'll help get some in your hands. But we have this clear goal, and there's like passion and excitement about it, and there's like momentum. You can feel it on our team page right now because people are being added left and right. In 11 days, 100 people were added to our team. It's such an amazing season. If you are brand new, I mean, welcome to like life change. It is just, we are in such a precious season. And God is doing so much. And they're already, even without it, this is the best opportunity and the best products. But like the season that we find ourselves in is just so exciting. But what happens if you don't get an iPad? What if you don't add 6 people this month? What does that feel like? My hope for you is that if for some reason you don't enroll 6 people at the end of this month, that you can at least end the month with confidence that you did things right, that you were led by love, that you put people first, that you were not desperate and reaching out to people frantically just because you wanted an iPad, but that you did things right by the sight of God and by your fellow man. People always come before points. People always come before an iPad. I want you to hear me loud and clear. Do I want you to earn it? Of course. Do I believe you can? Of course. But if for some reason you don't, I care far more about your heart. I care far more about the longevity of your business, the longevity of your marriages, the longevity of your families, the longevity of your income, helping you find financial freedom and time freedom. I care about all of that way more than whether or not you earn an iPad this exact month. And it's so important to have perspective, to see this the way God sees it, to get his view from where he's standing on your life. Because he cares more about your heart and the processes of your heart. He cares way more about perspective. He cares a lot about the people that you're reaching out to. A lot more than an iPad. Now, that doesn't mean that you sit back on your butt and you do nothing. Because he also cares that you steward this well. He gave this to you to do something with it. And it's selfish and wrong, I believe, to not do that. Is everyone called to build this as a business? No. So hear me out on that. Because there's many within this team page that are wholesale ambassadors. And that's all that you are called to be. And we applaud that. Okay. So there's zero pressure to build this business if it's not in your heart to do that. I want to make sure that's super, super clear. But there are people within this team that at some point have felt this stirring and this awareness that God brought them to this for a reason and for a purpose. And that reason is more than the income. That reason is the impact. If you lose sight of that, you're going to be miserable. You'll find yourself unfulfilled. And so I just want to take this time to help you all take a deep breath and go into your activity every day with the right perspective and the right heart. You're planting seeds. You're watering seeds. And in due season, you will reap a harvest. But please, walk in love for people. Please put them first. Please help people get started the right way for them, not the right way for you. Figure out what they need. Figure out what their budget is, and you work within that. You are not desperate. You are not desperate. Please do not operate in that way, because it will affect the longevity of your business. It'll affect your impact. It'll affect your influence. It'll affect the reputation of our industry. It'll affect the reputation of our company. Hear my heart in this. I am being bolder than I like to be, but I just find it very important. Do not be self-centered in this. Do not be selfish in this. Lead with love. Give it everything you've got. And you will celebrate your results no matter what they are. If you enrolled nobody, but you know that you did things right, that's worth celebrating. Because maybe you also had a reflection moment of realizing you hadn't been consistently planting seeds all along up until this point. That's quite possible. Maybe you haven't been planting seeds. Maybe you haven't been pouring into people. Maybe you haven't been genuinely connecting with people. Maybe you haven't just even used social media that way ever. There's so many things that happen leading up to this. It may not be your harvest time right now. It may be seed planting time. And so celebrate that at least this month, having a clear-cut goal puts you into more activity than you've ever given before. It ignited passion in your heart and excitement. It was fun. There's so much to celebrate, whether you add 6, whether you add 20, whether you add 1. Because perspective changes everything. So we will continue to applaud everyone reaching rockstar status, adding 3, reaching silver for the very first time, earning an iPad. We will celebrate all these things. But know as your leader, my biggest passion is your heart. My biggest passion is your family. My biggest passion is your faith. I want to see you step into your God-given potential and your destiny. I don't want to see you quit before you're suddenly. I don't want to see you lay down to the opinions of other people. and give up on yourself and the dreams in your heart and the callings of God that are over your life. Gain perspective today. Walk in joy, walk in love, walk in freedom, walk in knowing that your goal, your mission is obedience. Do what's put in front of you to do. And in that, you can celebrate and you can rejoice. And you know that God is up there saying, well done. Well done. He's very proud of you, and I am too. Love you guys. My power's going out. Love y'all. Bye now.